Let me guess, Lightfall has just dropped with an overhauled mod system and your amazing overpowered build from last season doesn't even exist anymore. Well, don't worry, my name is Jackbuzza and I've crafted a Warlock solar grenade spam build for you to use. Don't forget to subscribe for more Lightfall builds just in case this one doesn't tickle your fancy. But let's get into it. This build is super easy. All you're going to need is the Sunbracers exotic armor to make this build work. You're going to be doing a very simple gameplay loop of using your snap melee to proc Sunbracers, spamming some grenades in the air, and while you are in the air getting kills, that will recharge your melee to start the loop all over again. So let's take a look at this build. The weapon of choice is entirely up to you. I do recommend something with Demolitionist to keep your grenade ability up, just in case you find yourself with all of your abilities on cooldown. But don't worry, it is very easy to charge your melee by getting kills in the air to get back into your loop. So let's start with the subclass. On the subclass, we're going to be using Incinerator Snap. Now, this is only because Celestial Fire is super buggy and doesn't always trigger the Sunbracers ability. I'm not sure why. Then we are obviously using these solar grenades to proc with Sunbracers. For our aspects, we're using Touch of Flame to make our solar grenades more powerful and using Heat Risers to keep us in the air and while we're in the air to charge our melee ability super fast while we get kills. For the fragments, we're using the new fragment Ember of Resolve. While spamming your grenades, every time you get a kill, it will trigger Cure, which gives you a burst of healing. Then we have Ember of Char to spread Scorch to other enemies with our solar ignitions, giving us a little bit more ad clear. Next is Ember of Ashes to apply more Scorch stacks. And finally, Ember of Eruption to increase the radius of our ignitions. Let's take a look at the new mods we'll be using to make this build even more effective. So Lightfall brings us a ton of new mods, and here are the mods I've chosen to enhance this build even further, making it a contender in endgame content. On the helmet, we're running double Ashes to assets, and this will let us charge our Well of Radiance super fast with our grenades. On our Sunbracers, we're running Firepower, which allows us to create Orbs of Light on grenade kills, which not only charges our super even faster, it will make us armor charged. And to use that armor charge, we're using Melee Kickstart to give us a burst of melee energy back, just in case we don't land a final blow with our snap. On the chest piece, I'm using Charged Up to allow me to hold an extra armor charge stack. On the boots, I'm running double Invigoration. Picking up an orb gives us some melee energy, which is perfect because grenade kills drop orbs. You could also swap this to double Innovation to give grenade energy instead, and then we're using Stacks on Stacks to give us 2 armor charges per Orb of Light. And finally, on the class item, I'm running Font of Restoration to boost recovery just for a little bit more survivability, and then double Time Dilation to allow armor charges to last 18 seconds, which is a long time, especially since you are creating so many orbs with your grenade spam. And that's the build. Jump into a mission and the gameplay loop is as follows. Eat a grenade to proc Heat Risers, get a kill with Incinerator Snap, spam grenades while you're using Heat Risers to stay in the air, and getting kills will recharge your melee ability, and then simply repeat. I hope you've enjoyed today's Warlock build. If you found this helpful, make sure you do leave a like, and in the comments, let me know if you would change anything. Make sure you do subscribe if you want to see some more Lightfall builds in the future, and until then, I'll see you next time, Guardians.